A shadow shoves a man out of his own bathroom. A shape wrapped in burial cloth chases a woman through a forest road. And a child walks through a door that never opened. What you're about to see has no clear explanation. In an abandoned building, a window on the upper floor catches something moving inside. Blurred figures, dancing, just visible through the glass. The building is supposed to be completely empty. A home security camera caught something the moment this man stepped out of his bathroom. He suddenly shoved so hard he nearly falls, with no one anywhere near him. On the wall behind him, a tall, human-shaped shadow is caught mid-shove. But here's the part that doesn't add up. If it really was a ghost standing there, ghosts don't have the physical mass to block light. So, what exactly cast that shadow? Under a bridge in Korea, something is caught lingering in the shadows. A face, elongated and unnatural, fixed in a wide smile with bright white teeth. It doesn't move, it just stays there, smiling into the dark, terrifying everyone who walks past. In a home garage in the Philippines, something is sitting behind the washing machine. Completely still, tucked into the dark corner where no one should be sitting at all. Residents in a town in Indonesia spotted something standing at a distance one night. A tall figure, like something pulled straight out of under the world. It just stood there in the dark, watching the town from far enough away that no one could get close. A CCTV camera in a candy warehouse catches a huge, jet-black rat moving between the cartons. It's already unsettling for its size alone, caught right in the middle of the warehouse floor. Then it changes. Its body shifts into something small and human-shaped, tiny, but still dragging that same long tail behind it. Whatever walked into frame as a rat did not leave the same way it came in. A family steps into their garden, their dog trailing beside them. The dog sniffs towards something none of them recognize. It has the head of a fish and wings folded against its body. It's crawling, struggling to stand, falling from spot to spot. They assumed it was already dead. A woman riding home through a forest road in Indonesia heard a strange noise coming from the trees. She stopped to look and saw a huge figure standing in the dark, wrapped tightly in cloth like a corpse prepared for burial. In local belief, it's known as a pocong, one of the most feared spirits in Indonesian folklore. She broke down, crying on the spot. Moments later, it vanished, but the second she started riding away, it was chasing her down the road. A child walks calmly through a doorway, nothing unusual at first glance. Then the mother realizes the door he walked through had been closed the whole time. She runs inside, scared, and finds her actual son asleep in his bed. Whoever, or whatever, she just watched walk through that door, it wasn't him.
Están moviéndose.
These creatures were never supposed to be seen by human eyes, caught on camera in the most unexpected corners of the world.
Miren la cueva. Hay muchos.
Science has no answers. Experts are speechless. And the fourth one will leave you wondering if you know anything at all. A farmer checking his CCTV at 2 a.m. saw something inside his barn that made him grab a shovel before his brain had fully processed what his eyes were seeing. Two creatures crouched over his goat. One female, pale-skinned, human from the waist up with hollow, glowing eyes, and a lower body that tapered into a thick, scaled tail coiled across the barn floor. The other male, broader, muscular across the chest and shoulders, same scaled serpent body below the waist, reaching toward the animal with both hands. The farmer went in swinging, connected with the male's head. Both of them fled into the dark. Next morning, he packed everything and moved to the city without a single explanation to anyone. Nobody has been able to explain what this camera captured on a remote sandbar, and nobody who has seen it has stopped talking about it since. 5 creatures pulled from the water onto the wet sand, dark-haired, human from the waist up, long steel blue tails fanning out behind them, surrounding a pure white-winged horse, standing completely calm at the center of their circle. No panic on either side, no aggression, just 5 strange creatures, and one creature that shouldn't exist either. Gathered together on a sandbar like this was a meeting that had been arranged long before any camera was ever pointed at it.
Están moviéndose.
This group of travelers standing on a cliff overlooking the beach noticed something moving on the sand below that didn't move like any person or animal they had ever watched. Gray-skinned, hairless, slight but fast, dropping to all fours and sprinting across the wet sand, then snapping upright again in the same motion, covering ground in a frantic, unpredictable pattern like it was searching for something urgently. The head was oversized for the body, pointed at the top, and the limbs were just slightly too long. Nobody went down to the beach that day. They just stood on that cliff and filmed until it disappeared into the surf and the water closed over it.
Miren la cueva. Hay muchos.
Hikers exploring a rock face heard what sounded like a colony of bats coming from inside a hollowed opening and went closer to look. What was packed inside that cave has been described in folklore and ancient texts for centuries, but never once captured on camera until now. Small, dark gray, crouched on clawed hands and feet, wide, flat-beaked faces, pointed ears flaring outward, large eyes catching the light as they turned toward the entrance together. A cluster of creatures that history called goblins and dismissed as myth, sitting inside a cave in broad daylight, very much real, very much aware they were being watched. Cruising at low altitude over the notorious Bermuda Triangle, the crew had no idea what lurked beneath. Then, the water broke. Something massive rolled to the surface, its pale, ridged body stretching beyond imagination. Spine-like protrusions lined its back. It moved with eerie, deliberate grace before slipping back into the abyss. No confirmed species, no explanation. The footage sent shockwaves across the internet. Whatever this creature was, it had been down there, in the dark, waiting. Some mysteries were never meant to be solved.
Holy shh.
Don't let it hear us.
Focus.
Keep the lens steady.
Rising from cracked, barren earth stands a Naga, a fearsome, half-human, half-serpent deity of ancient Hindu legend. Its dark, muscular upper body looms dominantly, arms folded with cold authority. Its massive serpentine coils are wrapped tightly around a helpless cow, squeezing with terrifying strength. The animal's eyes reflect pure terror. The Naga stares downward, calm and merciless, as if performing a ritual sacrifice. Locals who saw the footage refuse to return to that land. Some ancient forces never truly disappeared. They simply waited. If this footage made you question everything, smash that like button and subscribe, because what's coming next will shatter your reality even further.
A chilling figure slithers into view, half human, half snake, moving unnaturally beside a deserted road.
Uf, volteó. Ahí se escondió. ¿Lo tienes?
Its upper body twists like a person, but below, a long serpentine tail drags across the asphalt. Witnesses freeze as it crawls closer, eyes reflecting headlights. Captured on camera, this disturbing encounter leaves one terrifying question behind. Was this creature real or something far beyond our understanding? In the dead of night, something moves just beyond the light, watching, waiting. A strange creature lurks in the darkness, barely visible until the camera zooms in. Its shape shifts, its eyes glint, and suddenly it steps forward. Every second is captured in chilling detail, leaving no room for doubt. What was hiding in the shadows isn't just imagination, it's real, and now the footage proves it. Deep in the shadows of night, the camera captures something unbelievable. A small, twisted goblin crouched near water, tearing into a raw fish with sharp, frantic bites. Its glowing eyes dart toward the lens as if it knows it's being watched. The creature's movements are quick, unnatural, almost animalistic. This chilling footage raises a terrifying question. What else is hiding in the darkness, waiting to be discovered? In a dimly lit corner, the camera captures something truly unsettling. A spider unlike anything seen before. Its body crawls low and fast, but its upper half resembles a humanoid face and torso.
Hermano está otra vez. Las patas parecen de araña. Hermano está ahí abajo, ¿nos puede ver? Puede ver.
Jamás salga de ahí.
Eerily expressive and disturbingly lifelike. The creature pauses, almost as if aware of being watched, before skittering out of sight. This bizarre footage leaves viewers shaken, questioning whether this terrifying hybrid could actually exist. A mechanic working on an old tractor behind a storage shed stepped away to grab tools when he noticed something shifting in the shadows beneath the rusted wheels.
Did it go under?
At first, it looked like a trick of the light, but then it moved again, slowly, deliberately. He froze, watching closely as the darkness seemed to breathe. Whatever was hiding there wasn't just an animal, and it definitely wasn't supposed to be there. A group of hikers stopped along a narrow trail after spotting something strange lying directly in their path. At first, it looked like debris, but as they got closer, it shifted slightly. The group froze, exchanging uneasy glances. One of them raised a camera, capturing every second as the mysterious object began to move. What they thought was harmless quickly turned into something far more unsettling and impossible to explain. In the quiet of a backyard at dusk, the camera suddenly catches frantic movement. A small goblin-like creature darting into the yard.
Se la llevó! Se la llevó!
In seconds, it grabs a chicken with shocking speed, clutching it tightly before bolting toward the shadows. The footage shakes as the person filming panics, but the moment is clear. Within seconds, the creature disappears into darkness, leaving behind chaos, feathers, and one chilling, unforgettable sight. From the still surface of the water, a glowing creature slowly rises, illuminating everything around it.
Wow, he's super big tail.
Shaped like a mystical fish, it spreads radiant wings made of pure light, shimmering in colors that seem impossible to exist. The air feels charged as it hovers for a moment, almost watching. Captured on camera, this breathtaking yet eerie sight blurs the line between myth and reality, raising one haunting question. Are legends beginning to come to life? On a quiet riverbank, a group of fishermen pull in their net, only to uncover something unbelievable. Thrashing in the mud is a strange fish, but it has human-like arms, twitching and reaching in an unsettling way. The men step back in shock as it wriggles violently, almost trying to escape. Captured on camera, this bizarre discovery leaves everyone stunned, questioning what kind of creature they've really pulled from the depths. Under the cover of darkness, a strange bird swoops silently through the night sky, targeting unsuspecting people below. Its wings beat with unnatural force, and its piercing cries echo through the empty streets. Suddenly, it dives, attacking with sharp precision before vanishing into the shadows again. Panic spreads as the encounters are caught on camera, leaving witnesses terrified and one chilling question lingering. What kind of creature hunts like this in the night? At first glance, it looks like a crocodile, low to the ground, armored and slow-moving, but something feels off. Its movements are too smooth, almost deliberate, and its eyes reflect light unnaturally. As the camera zooms in, subtle differences become clear. This isn't any known reptile. It pauses, turning slightly as if aware of being watched. Then, without warning, it slips away, leaving behind only confusion and a growing sense of unease. High above the clouds, something unusual drifts into view. A strange creature soaring where no bird should be. Its silhouette shifts against the sky, wings moving in an odd, almost unnatural rhythm. The camera struggles to focus as it glides silently, blending in and out of the clouds. For a brief moment, it becomes clear enough to see its bizarre shape, before disappearing again, leaving behind only mystery and unanswered questions. Grainy, distorted footage flickers on screen, captured through thick, reinforced glass deep inside a concrete facility. Inside the cell, a massive creature shifts in the shadows, its long limbs bending at unnatural angles, joints twisting in ways that shouldn't be possible. Its slick, wet skin reflects the harsh, flickering lights above, making it look almost alive in a disturbing, otherworldly way. For a moment, it stays still, then suddenly moves. Slowly, deliberately, it turns toward the camera, as if it can sense being watched. The air feels tense heavy. Then its mouth begins to open, stretching far wider than any living thing should, revealing darkness inside. The screen glitches, and the recording cuts abruptly. Deep beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight barely reaches, a camera captures something unsettling drifting through the darkness. The creature moves slowly, almost gracefully, its crocodile-like snout cutting through the water, but its eyes eerily human, watching with quiet awareness. It doesn't attack or flee, only observes, lingering just long enough to be seen. Then it fades back into the abyss. Was it an undiscovered species, or something far closer to myth? Out at sea, fishermen struggle as their nets grow impossibly heavy. When they finally haul them up, they're met with a shocking sight. A giant crab, far larger than anything they've ever seen, thrashing wildly on deck. Its massive claws snap dangerously, echoing across the boat. Captured on camera, the encounter turns chaotic as the crew backs away in fear, realizing they may have pulled up something straight from the deep. Along a quiet coastline, something unsettling washes ashore, drawing the attention of curious onlookers. At first, it appears to be debris, but as the camera gets closer, a disturbing detail emerges. A face, eerily humanoid, staring blankly from the strange creature's body. Its features seem almost lifelike, yet completely unnatural. Waves crash nearby as people step back in shock, capturing every moment. What they found that day remains unexplained, blurring the line between reality and nightmare. In a remote stretch of ocean, footage reveals something truly bizarre. A creature with a zebra-like patterned body, its stripes shifting as it moves like petals in water. It drifts like a living flower, then suddenly snaps shut, devouring a passing fish in seconds. The eerie behavior feels almost designed, not natural. Encounters like this spark wild theories online. Some even claim discoveries like this are why ocean exploration remains so mysterious and limited. In the middle of a vast desert, a shocking scene unfolds as the camera captures what appears to be a giant man standing face to face with a wild lion.
¿Lo estás grabando?
Sí, sí. Es un gigante.
Está peleando con un león.
Madre mía.
Cuidado, se está acercando.
Retrocedan, retrocedan.
The tension is instant. The lion circles cautiously, while the towering figure barely moves, watching. Suddenly, the lion lunges, and chaos erupts. Sand flies everywhere as the struggle begins. The footage cuts in the middle of the clash, leaving viewers stunned and questioning what they just witnessed. Deep inside a dark cave, a camera captures something unbelievable. A group of strange, alien-like figures moving in a rhythmic, almost synchronized way.
¡Están golpeando la cueva! ¡Se cayó!
Their bodies shift as if they're dancing, circling one another in eerie harmony. The silence of the cave makes it even more unsettling. What were they doing there? Some kind of ritual, communication, or something else entirely? The footage ends abruptly, leaving behind more questions than answers. At the edge of an old, forgotten well, a camera records something deeply unsettling. At first, there's only silence. Then, a sudden splash echoes from below. Moments later, a figure emerges, dripping and frantic. A mermaid, but not as imagined. Its face twists in panic as it lets out a piercing scream that chills the air. The person filming stumbles back as the creature reaches upward. Then the footage cuts, leaving terror behind. In a dimly lit backyard, a man struggles to control something thrashing wildly at the end of a rope. As the camera steadies, a small goblin-like creature comes into view, snarling and pulling back with surprising strength.
¡Es un duende! ¡Agárralo bien, no lo sueltes!
The man yells, trying to tie it up, but the creature resists, twisting and clawing at the ground. The chaotic scene raises a chilling question. Was he trying to capture it or stop it? On a rugged forest floor, a tense standoff unfolds between a powerful Komodo dragon and a defensive porcupine. The Komodo circles slowly, venomous bite ready, while the porcupine raises its sharp quills in warning. One wrong move could be fatal. As the predator lunges, it risks impaling itself on deadly spikes. The clash is brief but intense, showcasing raw survival instincts where attack meets defense in the wild. Shadows move where nothing should be, and the camera struggles to focus. Strange figures appear, tall, silent, their movements unnervingly smooth. Their eyes seem to reflect light differently, almost cold, almost aware. Are they reptilians or just something misunderstood?
¿Algo moviéndose ahí? ¿Son reptiles? Están empujando algo grande.
The footage ends abruptly, leaving behind mystery, fear, and unanswered questions lingering. In a rural community in La Dalia, residents were stunned when a newborn pig appeared with unusual deformities resembling a human-like face. Locals gathered in shock as the rare case spread quickly. Experts suggest it may be a severe congenital malformation, though rumors and fear continue to surround the unsettling birth. In China, a viral video shows a fish with markings resembling a human face, astonishing viewers. Is it a rare mutation or pareidolia? As it swims closer, curiosity grows, proving how easily the mind turns the ordinary into something extraordinary. In a quiet rural area, a newborn goat shocks locals with a disturbing appearance, its features oddly resembling a human face. Crowds gather as photos spread quickly, fueling fear and curiosity. Experts suggest a rare congenital deformity, but many remain unsettled, wondering how something so familiar could look so unnervingly human. Police in a rural area captured a strange, unfamiliar bird that locals claim is a witch bird. Its unusual appearance and behavior sparked fear, with some believing it's supernatural. However, experts suggest it could be a rare or sick species. While rumors spread quickly, the real explanation is likely far less mysterious than it seems. In a remote desert, a disturbing creature is caught on camera, its massive claws strangely tucked into its own mouth as it moves across the sand. The sight is deeply unsettling, leaving witnesses confused and alarmed. While some fear it's something unnatural, experts would likely suggest a rare deformity or unknown species adapting to harsh conditions. Deep in a forest, unsettling footage captures an unknown creature moving in unnatural ways. It doesn't resemble any known species, leaving viewers disturbed and curious. As sightings like this grow, questions rise. Was this a rare encounter, or proof that something unknown still hides within the wilderness?
Oh my God, stay quiet, stay quiet.
On a massive cargo ship, chaos erupts as crew members capture shocking footage of a giant mermaid thrashing across the deck. Its powerful tail slams against metal as it rolls violently, water splashing everywhere.
Hold it in. Keep it down. It's twisting. Watch the tail. Oh, God. Hit it. Rope tighten. Don't let it slip. Yeah, it's loose. Grab it. It's looking right at me.
Sailors scramble to stay back, stunned and terrified. The creature lets out a chilling sound before the clip ends, leaving behind disbelief and fear. Along the vast Amazon River, witnesses report spotting a massive, mysterious creature walking along the riverbank. Its size and strange features spark intense debate. Was it a rare species or something unknown?
Copy. I'm on it. Camera's
Those
rolling.
horns are wider than the bank.
Holding altitude, 300 feet.
Look at the size of his tracks. Sand swallowing them.
Command's not gonna believe this.
It's like a
In a place as wild as the Amazon, mysteries like this continue to captivate explorers and scientists alike. A mysterious creature resembling a wild boar is caught on camera, moving through the shadows with an unusual gait. Its features seem distorted, not quite matching any known species. The footage leaves viewers puzzled. Was it a rare mutation or something far more unexplained lurking in the wild? On February 19, 2023, in Ohio, a woman named Sarah claimed she encountered the Rake, a shadowy figure with glowing eyes and razor claws.
Big buck or something. Wait, stop right there. What is that? Is that a buck? What is that? Dude, that's not a buck, dude. That's not... Dude, go.
Watching from the darkness, it moved unnaturally close. Was it fear playing tricks, or something far more real lurking just beyond sight? In England, alleged footage shows a mysterious unicorn moving through a distant field, sparking intense debate. Long described in ancient texts by writers like Ctesias and Pliny the Younger, the unicorn has always been myth. But this sighting leaves viewers wondering, has legend finally crossed into reality, or is there another explanation? In Alaska, a massive unknown sea monster was filmed in a river, sparking wild theories. Witness Craig McKay claimed it was a 5-meter creature. Some suggest a giant sturgeon, while experts argue it was debris. The mystery remains unsolved. Wow, I've heard about aliens, but now people are talking about demons too. Stories and sightings keep getting stranger, blurring the line between imagination and reality. Makes you wonder what's really out there, or if it's all just fear and mystery. What do you think about this footage of a dragon skeleton in China? Could it be real, or just an elaborate hoax? Discoveries like this spark curiosity, but often have scientific explanations behind them, despite how convincing they appear. Off the coast of Cornwall, a mysterious mermaid sighting has sparked intrigue. Witnesses claim a figure with a shimmering tail was seen moving through the water before vanishing. Captured on camera, the footage leaves viewers divided. Was it real, or just another ocean illusion? In a river in Thailand, footage claims to show a real dragon gliding beneath the surface. Its long, shadowy body moves mysteriously, sparking debate. Was it an unknown animal, or just a trick of light and imagination? In the dead of night, a mysterious animal is caught on camera, its eyes sparkling brightly in the darkness. It stands still for a moment, staring directly ahead, before slowly moving into the shadows. The eerie glow leaves viewers unsettled, wondering what kind of creature could be watching from the night. Deep in a forest, footage captures what some claim is a white Bigfoot moving between trees. Its pale figure stands out against the darkness. Is it real, or just another mysterious illusion caught on camera? A man traveling through a dense forest on his bike suddenly encounters an unknown creature crossing his path. Its movements are strange and unsettling, leaving him startled and questioning what he just saw in the shadows. In Xi'an, witnesses report spotting what looks like a flying dragon, resembling Shenlong or Rayquaza, soaring through the clouds. The breathtaking sight has sparked debate. Is this real, or an incredible optical illusion in the sky? In Shenyang, a video claims Pleiadians are destroying lab-created viruses. Supporters believe it's real, while skeptics call it misinformation. The footage has sparked intense debate, raising questions about truth, belief, and how easily extraordinary claims spread online. That's all for today's incredible sightings. Which mythical creature shocked you the most? Comment below, hit like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping footage of the unknown. Stay curious and keep exploring the mysteries.
From elusive predators and prey to paranormal Bigfoot sightings, we capture it all on camera and bring it straight to your screen. So, sit back, relax, and let's get started. Skunk Ape. This specific clip, which has been circulating for ages, purportedly captures a Florida skunk ape running swiftly through the Everglades' tall grass. This has never been explicitly explained what the creature in this video is. According to reports, the skunk ape lives in swamps, woodlands, and other wilderness places, mostly in Florida and the southeastern United States. The skunk ape is characterized as a big, hairy, bipedal creature that is up to 400 pounds in weight and between 6 and 8 feet tall. It is reported to have brown or reddish fur. The moniker skunk ape comes from its distinctive odor, and many people believe it to be related to the Pacific Northwest Bigfoot. Strange figure walking. Recently, this terrible clip has been popular online. The location where this video was taken is India. A bizarre, unsettling humanoid figure can be seen walking down the street in the footage. A group of bikers took the footage on the bridge over the Shardara Dam. Who could have predicted that the motorcyclists would have encountered something like this while out for a leisurely ride late at night? This seems like it belongs in a horror movie. Nobody has a firm understanding of the unusual monster. Others believe it was a ghost or something supernatural, while some insist it was an alien. Following the release of this video, there has been a battle on social media amongst those attempting to decipher what it might possibly represent. In India right now, this video is a hot topic of conversation. Terrible screams. When a hunter hears these screams coming from the woods, he is astounded. Even though I'd have my rifle, I have to admit that I'd still be somewhat alarmed. It seems as though someone is being slaughtered, but many have said that the source of the sounds is only a mountain lion. Let's listen to it once more. What do you think would be the source of these screams? Unidentified creature. At the end of 2022, this clip was taken. The following unusual video was uploaded to the internet by a member of Reddit, and it appears to show something utterly bizarre outside his father's place of employment on a trail camera that was set up right against the woods. The video starts out looking rather regular, displaying a wooded path. However, it doesn't take long for this ordinary film to take a truly bizarre and unsettling turn. As you can see, a mysterious apparition, possibly two, may be seen strolling along the pathway in front of the trail camera. The thing is observed moving in a very unnerving way as it walks. There has been discussion in the comments of the post, but no rational answer has been offered. Nobody knows what the terrible footage actually shows. There was clearly some video here that nobody should have seen. Ghost dog. The strangest part of all of this is that the backyard is completely secured with an 8-foot-high fence, so there is no way any other dog could get inside when a person caught it on camera. He sprinted out to the backyard to investigate, but the mysterious white dog had disappeared. An Australian father of two was horrified when he saw his security footage capturing what appeared to be a ghostly dog running around with his pet dog, Ryder. Without a trace, despite his best efforts to unravel the mystery of the ghost encounter, he was clearly shaken by the eerie footage, since he couldn't explain how the dog got into his well-protected backyard. Strange, skinny creature. This man managed to capture a unique species of creature on camera. He heard weird noises outside his house one night, so he decided to check into the bush that surrounds it with his torch and camera. What he saw shocked him, and definitely is going to shock you too. The man is spooked by an odd alien thing, as you can see in the video. The alien then turns around and appears to vanish into the undergrowth, never to be seen again. What do you guys think? This video is undoubtedly incredibly upsetting, and it appears to be a very clear sighting of an extraterrestrial. Disappearance. This unsettling video was captured by CCTV in the back of an apartment block. We came across this one by accident, and we're curious about what you guys would think about it. Two pals are walking while the video is playing. One of them mysteriously vanishes. As we replay it, it appears as though he was swept into thin air by a beam of light. Initially, we thought it was strange, but the way his friend flees nearly makes it seem sincere. Just let us know your thoughts on this video, if you have any. Another spooky video that was recorded recently is based on the disappearance of a human. A year ago, the clip appeared to be taking place in an industrial area or a junkyard. In the video, a spectral apparition can be seen floating from your screen's left side. The dogs can be seen getting up from their bed or another pile and approaching the area to investigate. The floating item is the target of their barking and wailing. But what exactly is this? The dogs are undoubtedly startled by the floating entity, and the end of the clip is even creepier as our footage zooms in so we can have a better look. Ghost sighting in forest. Uncut trail camera footage of this bizarre incident was posted on YouTube on December 19th, 2022 by the Homesteading Off the Grid channel. A very terrible sight was captured on one of the landowner's trail cameras in this video. Because he owns a lot of forest land and enjoys hunting, the owner set up numerous cameras in the area to record what kinds of animals wander in his forest. But this time, he didn't get a typical animal. Instead, he caught something stranger and more unsettling. As you can see, the video shows an odd creature wandering through the bushes while wearing a robe. Uncertainty surrounds, as it is not clear whether this is merely a human wearing a lengthy white robe or a supernatural entity. We believe it to be a man dressed in a robe, but why would an unusual man wander the jungle? And what would he do there exactly? He nearly appears to be lost. There isn't much more information available about this video, so please comment below and let us know what you think. Humanoid creature. A family that recently relocated to this region set up a trail camera to keep an eye on their children and record any wildlife or bird visitors. They examined the camera one day in August 2020 and found this strange shot. One of their trail cameras captured a humanoid-shaped object. They were unsure about how to interpret it, but it appears to be a long-haired, unkempt figure. Do you think a Yeti or Bigfoot might be responsible? We figured we'd tell you all about it and see what you guys thought. Therefore, the first action was taken by authorities after receiving this video that seems fresh and original. Numerous experts and scientists then contacted them to express their opinions on whether they believed it to be true or not. Is it conceivable that this is a real Sasquatch, as several researchers have claimed that this image of one is fresh and authentic? A mysterious creature's hand. This terrifying trail camera film was recorded in Canada's dense forest. The camera's owners did not anticipate seeing anything like this when they set it up in a specific hunting spot in the woods close to their home. As you can see from the footage, a big hand that appears from behind the trail camera and tries to grab it is definitely out of the ordinary. Because of its enormous fingers and hairy arms, it almost looks like an alien. People immediately pointed out that they believe it might be a curious Sasquatch or perhaps a werewolf that is trying to hide its tracks. The fact that it knew to approach the camera from behind is genuinely scary. It's unclear what the tape actually shows, but perhaps that is for the best. Sometimes we are lucky we don't know what bizarre creatures are truly hiding in the deepest parts of the woods. Eagle and fox. Normally, eagles target smaller animals, but today is a different story, as a gigantic eagle soars in an attempt to catch this evading mammal. The fox is attempting to flee, but the eagles are simply too swift and strong. In the end, the eagle triumphs, serving as a stark reminder of the animal kingdom's ruthlessness and the principle of survival of the fittest. Wandering squirrel. Changing the tone a bit to a more intriguing trail cam capture, this trail camera captured a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. As you can see, A squirrel is perusing the woodland floor, likely in search of something to eat, when unexpectedly, a hawk soars straight for a squirrel. Just in time, the squirrel discerns what is happening. The hawk sees what's going on, avoids the attack, and manages to flee unharmed. The hawk then crashes into a tree. It is still unknown where the squirrel is today, but we're confident that it is fine. And as for that hawk, well, he also flies away relatively unharmed. Trash panda versus iguana. This Florida shot video depicts a raccoon attempting to corner an iguana. Raccoons consume a variety of items, including some tiny lizards and snakes. They are omnivorous and opportunistic feeders. But this person is using all of his opposable thumbs right now. That iguana is large. The eggs and young of other local creatures might suffer greatly at the hands of this variety of iguana, which is an invasive species not native to Florida. The owner claims that the iguana merely carried on taking the sunbath next to the pool, despite the raccoon's attempts to restrain it. Since an iguana and a raccoon are loitering in the owner's backyard during the day, I'd argue that the owner has a bigger problem on his hands. Though he may need to call someone to deal with these two, it did make for a bizarre thing to capture on film. Vampire deer. As you can see, we picked up a clip of what appears to be a deer combined with a vampire. This subsequent video was recorded on a field camera used by farmers. Aside from being very huge, the deer appears to be fully normal. According to this video, the deer has 2 front teeth that are protruding from its mouth. You might assume that the deer has undergone some kind of mutation, or that it's actually a vampire deer. Well, let us help you gain knowledge about this fun creature. In reality, this species is known as the Chinese water deer, and all of them look exactly like this. They all share the distinctive quality of having enormous front teeth that resemble tusks. A little herbivorous mammal that is indigenous to China and Korea is this Chinese water deer. Despite the fact that these creatures are smaller than an ordinary deer, their teeth are not. These vampire deer are found in wetlands and grasslands close to lakes and rivers. In China and Korea, these animals are protected species, and it is forbidden to hunt them. It is unclear why evolution picked fangs over antlers, besides the fact that it looks scary. This deer is undoubtedly a very unusual animal, and it is extremely uncommon to capture one on a trail camera. Baby cougar. A lone hiker in Provo, Utah was out for a jog when he spotted what appeared to be a baby bobcat on the trail ahead. He drew nearer to get a better view of it on camera. He started recording as soon as he took out his phone. It wasn't a bobcat, he realized as he drew nearer, but it was too late. That cat turned out to be a young cougar, and its mother was just around the corner. As he carefully backs away from the cougar while making loud noises in an attempt to scare it away, the hiker is stuck in a standoff with it. But instead of backing down, the cougar takes the exact opposite action. It keeps being more aggressive, approaching closer and closer, until finally it lunges at him. When the hiker backs up and turns his head away from the cougars to avoid tripping, the cougar launches an attack and comes within a few feet of the man. It seems the attacker is trying to distract the attention of the hiker. This interaction lasted for around 6 minutes in its entirety, until coming to a stop when the hiker chose to pick up a rock and throw it at the cougar. This sufficiently alarmed the animal enough to make it flee. Lion versus coyotes. Watch out for this fantastic video from Mississippi. What's happening is that an elk has been murdered, and a pack of coyotes and this lone mountain lion are fighting over the carcass. While the coyote circles, the cat is in charge of the kill. The pack is alerted by the lion's loud hiss. The coyotes are the first to return to the kill after both sides leave it for unknown reasons. You can see the line it left dragged back through the snow after one of the coyotes pulls it over to their side. After the cat has finished eating, as seen in the video, he departs for the last time, leaving the leftovers for the coyotes. With a loud howl, One coyote joyously announces the cat's departure. The coyotes drag the carcass to the meadow, according to the trail cam owner, who discovered it the following morning. Large being hiding behind a tree. Yowie researcher Dean Harrison and his Australian team put infrared cameras to the test. A huge black bear. After a child kept informing his father that he was seeing a bear next door, a trail camera captured this really humorous moment. Evidently not believing him, the father decided to set up one of his old trail cameras. As we can see, this enormous bear has established a home in the crawl area of an abandoned house. This big man is out and about and having a good time. Black bears can be nasty animals though, and can be rather aggressive. Weird creature found in woods. When people think of spooky clips captured by trail cameras, they frequently conjure up visions of ghostly children gazing around. However, as this video demonstrates, not all scary characters are dead. A hunter who wanted to monitor wildlife in the forest near his property used a trail camera, which captured this picture of a freakishly tall man wearing a mask and holding a machete. It's unknown why the man in this clip, who doesn't seem to be aware of the camera, was in the woods on the night it was shot. However, the fact that he chose to cover his face would indicate that his intentions were anything but pure. This individual was never seen there again. Piebald deers. The white-tailed deer is without a doubt an animal that has been recorded on trail cameras the most. Everyone is familiar with them because they are the standard brown deer with a white tail. So it's fortunate that we occasionally get a glimpse of piebald deer. They are not a distinct species or subspecies of deer, but rather a genetic variation that can appear in several different deer species, including white-tailed deer, mule deer, and elk. Piebald deer are thought to be relatively uncommon, with estimates indicating that only 1% of deer population exhibits them. Those who see it frequently inquire about hunting. Like other deer with typical coloring, piebald deer can be legally hunted in many regions where hunting is allowed. However, because piebald deer are seen to be an uncommon and distinctive variant of the species, some hunters may decide not to hunt them. Some regions may have laws or hunting restrictions protecting piebald deer. Anyhow, it's a fantastic camera catch, and it's incredible how occasionally their eyes can be completely dark. Road ghost. The man driving through the forest late at night spotted a strange creature crawling on the road. Seeing it from a distance, at first, the man thought it might be some wild animal that came on the road, but when he went a little closer, he was shocked to see the humanoid creature sitting in the middle of the road. With its half-naked and deformed body, the crawler was approaching the driver quickly, but the driver managed to escape in time and saved himself from the crawler. Dog captures Sasquatch. A man was walking his dog on the trail and has strapped a GoPro on the dog's back in case he loses the dog, but he did not have any idea what it would capture. Visible as it's not far from the dog, that is an ape-like creature walking on its forelegs. It was no doubt a Bigfoot that was caught strolling in the woods, even though it could be turned into a deadly encounter with the beast. Luckily, the walking brute did not notice the man or his dog walking at some distance and went its own way. Skinwalker captured. Ugh, finally nothing horrible, but an adorable father-daughter duo standing in the woods. But wait for the best part. And there it is. Well, if you really thought that a visit to the woods would not be spoiled by these cryptids, then you're absolutely wrong, as a scary figure standing at a little distance can be seen planning an attack. Though what happened next was never known, the creature was spotted again in the forest, this time by a group of explorers. It was probably feeding on some dead animal when the explorers spotted it, and then, turning around, it revealed its unforgettable face. So, an unknown creature? A skinwalker? Let me know what you think of the video. Hiding Witch. This scary trail cam picture has been troubling the spectators' minds, as there is a mysterious witchy creature sneaking from behind the trees. And because it's hiding pretty well, only the face and shoulders of the unknown creature have been captured on the camera. With its eyes stuck on the poor deer, it seems like the witch is planning an ambush attack on the buck. Not just once, the witchy creature was captured several times in the woods. And because many people related the creepy figure with wild animals, research revealed that it was not a known animal, but it was really a witch caught on trail cam. Resting Brute. Here is the hairy brute resting under the blazing sun, and here it is strolling in the woods. People have been hearing strange noises coming from the local state park. Unknown of the source at first, the locals decided to set up a trail cam and see who had been making such strange noises. They were disappointed, as nothing appeared on the trails. But soon after they had lost all hopes of catching the noisy neighbor, one of the trail cameras captured a hairy ape-like creature resting on the ground. Even though it was resting, the creature with its huge size was enough to give chills to the people. Crooked Neck. Okay, so either the deer is possessed, or there's something seriously wrong with it. Because, well, at least I haven't seen a deer doing anything like this before. Standing right in front of the camera and twisting its neck badly, the deer has its eyes right on top of the tree. Where the previous one was something totally unbelievable and unexplainable too. Another deer has been caught in the St. Mary's Woods with a crooked neck. The deer was first spotted in early 2020, and since then is known as the crooked-necked deer. But despite its strange appearance and incurable deformity, the deer is living a healthy life. And yeah, those are her babies following her on the trail. Predator's Mouth. The creepy mouth, hairy figure, and the cone-shaped teeth. A man, after setting up his trail camera over a small locust tree in Pennsylvania, was shocked to see the strange photos it has captured. As not an animal, but it captured the inside of its mouth on the camera. Not recognizing it first, the man thought he captured a mysterious creature trying to attack the camera. Therefore, going through the pictures again and again, he at last realized that it was not an unknown animal, but it was actually a fisher, a member of the weasel family that was attracted to the camera by the clicking sound it makes when taking pictures. Glowing Alien. Bright eyes with a face resembling an alien, caught in the Royal National Park of Sydney. This picture shows almost a 1.2 meter tall figure riding a wild boar. With its skinny body and the ghost-like appearance, this creature was considered a supernatural creature that was caught on camera. Though there are those out there who think the evidence is nothing more than CGI. Another trail camera caught a similar creature in the woods. Though it is not riding any animal, it looks exactly like the previous one, which proved that it was not a hoax, but that cryptid being out there in the dark was a real one. Mysterious Woodman. In October 2012, the camera captured a strange man standing near an old couple's house. Giving the eeriest vibes with its horrid face, the half-man, half-monster person was caught roaming in the forest. Shocked and scared of their find at first, they instantly called the investigation team. Excited about the news and coming immediately, the team started the search for more evidence. But even after spending days in the mucky tracks and the dense forest, they were not able to find even a single clue that would lead them to the freak. So, circulating the internet for some time, the weird man was believed to be real by some of the viewers, while others called it a prank, as it just so happened to take place during Halloween. Masked Man. Not a wild animal, but the trail camera captured a strange man standing alone in the woods. Hiding his face behind a mask, the man looked far from innocent. Then, who was this odd man? And what was he doing in the dark forest? Holding a cutter-like tool in one of his hands, it looked like he was waiting for someone or something in there. Though not much about the man's whereabouts was revealed, there have been many myths about the mutants present in the woods that feed on humans. And here, another one was called Walking in the Woods. Could it be the exact mutated man, or was it some other weirdo caught in the forest? Glowing eyes. Is it just me, or do you feel this too, that deers have a strong affinity for demonish creatures? Here, standing up in front of the trail camera, a deer could be seen looking right into the camera with its shiny eyes. But it's not alone, as there are some other glowing eyes in the background too. Some more deer? But a one-eyed deer? Really? And this time, a fawn. Seriously, why does it always have to be a deer standing next to something mysterious? Two bright eyes and looking like a foggy toad in the sky, where many people believe it to be a ghost in the sky. Some people believe that it could be an alien spy ship that was captured in the camera. And here, the deer was walking when suddenly it stopped and ran in the other direction. And at that exact moment, a ghostly figure could be seen flying near it. So, did the deer spot the coming danger, or was it something else that scared him? Unknown animal. Okay, that is one scary animal caught strolling in the woods. The picture was taken by a trail camera in the year 2019 in the Mexican woods and surfaced on the internet every now and again. As it shows a creepy animal. Though it resembles a hyena, it's the hairless body which makes him way different from one. Then what was it? Trying to find answers, the man decided to visit the woods by himself, and not being able to find one. It was when he was returning, he heard strange noises coming from the dense woods. But not prepared to encounter the scary animal, he decided to head back. Playing with skeletons. Frozen birds. Captured in the year 2020, this picture shows a flock of birds flying in a strange way. Most of them facing the sky are assumed to be scared of something on the ground. But what could it be? A huge predator? Or a scary sound which alerted and forced them to leave their grounds? But when the video reached the analysts, they revealed that not really strange, but birds are flying in their usual way. And actually, it's the timing of the picture which makes their flight seem a little mysterious. Lucky squirrel. Stalking it for more than an hour and waiting for the perfect opportunity, the owl at last decided to attack the squirrel. But this was not a lucky day for the hungry owl, because chasing it along the woods, just when the owl was about to grab the running squirrel under its claws, came the tree, and it badly got smashed into the bark. So the squirrel, taking advantage this time, hid under the fallen leaves, making it impossible for the owl to catch it. Climbing Bigfoot. Camping in a forest, a group of friends decided to set the camera outside their tents to see what happens in the woods late at night, and were surprised to see the picture the camera had taken. as it captured a dark figure crawling on one of the trees. Sadly, not the face, but the camera captured the creepy hands and the tall body of the cryptid being, which covered almost all of the tree. Though it looked like a baby bear, it's the tail which makes it away from the bear family. So, let me know what you think of this hairy brute. Stalking eyes. This rare moment captured in the Mexican woods shows a pack of wolves howling in front of the camera. But there is a dark side of this incredible image, as it also shows a hidden predator among the trees. Look at those two eyes shining in the dark. Is that really a predator caught on the trail camera, or just another wolf standing in the woods? Where the previous picture is a bit confusing, here is another one, and this time not two, but a three-eyed creature was caught in the woods. 3 eyes and woods. Now this is not going to end well. So, is that really an alien caught on camera, or do you have a better explanation for the image? Let me know. Possessed girl. This picture of a little girl standing in the middle of the forest has been circulating the internet for quite some time. But it's the backstory of this picture that is even more creepy. This image was caught in the woods near a small village of India named Malajpur, which is famous for its witchy stories. As every year since the last 4 centuries, the village has held a fair known as Ghost Fair, in which a priest, known to have magical powers, helps people who have been possessed in getting rid of their evil spirits. And this one little girl was a part of the strange fair. Bigfoot spotted. Neighbors of the dark forest in Seattle started hearing strange noises at night and instantly knew that something was wrong in the woods. So, going there to discover what the tall trees are hiding, they were lucky enough to find the cryptid, as it was caught strolling in the woods, taking big steps and then running after realizing it has been captured by the people. The brute quickly disappeared in the woods. He left his footprints in the snowfield trail, which hyped up the interest of the Bigfoot enthusiasts and forced them to do further research in the area to find more evidence. Bigfoot family. Not the Bigfoot alone this time, but the camera captured the whole Bigfoot family, hiking and reaching the top of the cliff, where the explorers thought they would finally enjoy the mesmerizing view from here. They got to see the horrifying sight instead, as they captured a Sasquatch-figured animal standing on the other cliff, along with its babies. The huge creature could be seen helping the babies reach the top. Not just once, but that same family was caught several times in the woods. And here, the camera captured what appears to be a mommy Bigfoot walking while holding her baby in her hands. Running too quickly before the camera could capture more of them, they vanished into the woods and were never seen again. Hiding figure. It's always the pitch-dark forest that's behind the discoveries of unbelievable cryptids. This time, the trail camera installed on a tree captured the alien creature in the woods. Standing behind one of the tall trees, it was looking directly into the camera. Even though a little blurry, the stiff limbs and the robot-like body of the creature was captured on camera. Accidentally coming in front of the camera several times, the blurry figure was captured again. These glowing eyes captured behind the resting deer were also compared to the hiding figure, but nothing about its identity was revealed. Therefore, some called it an alien, while others believed it to be a deer stalker. Arrowed deer. Where a usual buck would have faced his end after such a brutal injury, this one was surprisingly healthy. Spotted in Monrovia, this deer made headlines because of its unbelievable survival story, as it was spotted with an arrow lodged in its neck. Since then, even though the rescue workers have been doing several efforts to end the buck's misery, not ready to get caught, the deer ditches the workers every time they try to come near it. But at last, they tranquilized the deer and ended its misery. And here's another picture of the deer that has also been circulating on the internet, which shows a deer jumping high in the air, even with an arrow stuck at its side. Swinging antler. A strange deer appeared on the man's trail cam after it had been troubling the researcher's mind too, as the deer was caught with a swinging lump. Not getting it at first, the researchers then said it was actually the second antler of the deer that was caught swinging from its head, which might have happened due to a genetic deformity or that the buck's antler had been damaged at a very young age. Another one, this time with a lump under his neck, was also caught strolling in the woods, but this was a result of an incurable tumor that was developed in the deer's body. Horned demon. A dog man? A mutated human? Not hiding behind the woods. This time, the camera captured a clear image of this sinister creature. Though there have been many theories circulating on the internet about the cryptid's true identity, the closest one was of the Goat Man, which is believed to be a mythical creature who has half the body of a goat and the rest is of a human, and is considered one of the most horrific monsters in history. But another thing which stunned the spectators was a man that was lying next to him, and it looks like the Goat Man is going to take this one in his possession. But for what possible reasons? Let me know what you think. Spooked deers. 3 deer, all of them running in the opposite direction. This picture, caught on a trail cam, has been raising many questions as people try to figure out what might have happened that spooked the deer so badly. Well, I think I have the answer to these questions, as from the exact trail, another camera captured a deer partially visible to the camera that is standing and facing in the opposite direction, because there is a Bigfoot right there, behind the spiky bushes. And there's a possibility that the deers have spotted the Bigfoot here too, which is what had frightened them so much. It's time for today's open discussion. A trail cam detected motion, and there it was, a 7-year-old boy standing in front of the camera that was still in his nightgown. Standing alone after midnight in the creepy woods, the boy already got the mysterious vibes, but the thing which freaked out the people was how the boy's eyes were glowing in the darkest forest. Because, well, we all know that no human has got glowing eyes like that. So what was wrong with the boy? And the fact that he was not scared of the dark night makes the image even more scary, and makes people believe that it was not at all a human, but could actually have been a ghost that got caught on the trail camera. So, a child spirit or a hoax? Let me know your views about the image. Monster spotted. Don't be tricked. It's not the usual footage of water flowing, but actually there's a perfectly camouflaged monster inside of it, hiding so well that it's almost impossible for anyone to spot it. A British man, while paddling through the Lake Loch Ness, wanted to capture the aerial view of the forest alongside. So he sent his drone in the air and was just adjusting its directions when he sensed something floating in the water. A monster? Or just a huge fish? Not sure of its kind, but definitely sure of the fear he was feeling. The man quickly returned to the lake shore, and it was on his way back home that he watched the huge monster in the water, who had a flattened Goliath body and an extra long tail that came just near the shore and then vanished back into the deep waters. Bigfoot in Oregon. A small town in the state of Oregon was declared the Beast's Town after its 4th Bigfoot sighting in a span of 2 months. First, it was captured by a drone when a man sent it into the air to record the mesmerizing view of the woods. There, it was totally unknown that it was being recorded. Walking among the woods, it was no less than 2 meters, estimating it with the size of the trees present by its side. And for the second appearance, the beast chose the side of a stream. Again recording the forest's view, the explorer had no idea that he was instead capturing the unknown cryptid. Coming for only 2 seconds in front of the camera, the Sasquatch vanished back into the deep forest. And here, another man captures an alleged Bigfoot strolling. Where it could not be said for sure if the video's real or a hoax, one thing that could be said for sure is that it is surely convincing. Giant humanoid figure. A group of friends were driving through an abandoned town when one of them spotted something bizarre. as there was a huge humanoid creature standing on top of the cliff. Immediately realizing that he has captured something straight out of an alien world, the man tried to zoom in on the creature, but standing at a considerable distance, it was almost impossible for him to record the clear image. But the fact that it was visible from hundreds of meters down made the creature even more scary. So is this one real or fake? Many people believe that it was an actual half-alien, half-human figure captured on camera, while there were others who deny the evidence and just call it a tree. But it was when he returned back to the place that things took an unexpected turn. Because if it was a tree, why didn't it show up the next time? And if it really was a creature, where did it go? Let me know what you guys think of this video down below. Shaking tree. A wild animal or a Sasquatch? Not too sure which one. But one thing I can tell you without even thinking for a second is that this thing is insanely huge. Because shaking a tree like this is not something an ordinary being could do. Posted to Instagram in the year 2020, this video spread like wildfire on social media, with people going insane trying to figure out whose mighty hands could be there to jiggle a tree like that. And this was not the only footage of its kind, as a drone captured another tree in the same position. So, could it be a huge animal beneath the trees? Or was it actually some otherworldly creature? Let me know your reviews on the video. Witch captured on drone. Scaring the people of Staffordshire is this black-eyed girl standing behind an oak tree. The girl is related to an old story which circulates through the town, which is about people who were killed by a fatal disease. The people believe that children which died due to the disease will haunt the residents of this town forever. And this black-eyed girl is just one of them. Therefore, a group of friends decided to check for the ghost children in the woods. And going into the woods to spend their night, the teenagers returned right away, as they were welcomed by the girl standing among the dark woods. Recording it with a drone, they believed that she possessed some time-traveling abilities, as when they rushed towards the woods to see her, in reality, she was nowhere to be found. Alien in desert. Some say that it's an Egyptian mummy walking that came alive in the middle of the day, while others believe that it's an alien which landed in the desert and somehow got lost. Either way, nobody's too sure about what this creature really is. The video was captured in the year 2021. When a group of explorers spotted a humanoid alien sauntering in a Portuguese desert. And another thing which shocked people was the extra long height, as this half-human, half-slender man appeared longer than the trees present on the sides, even after the footage was caught from a distance. Alligator eats drone. Not just animals, but crocs are pro in feasting on anything which advances towards them. Just like here, when an explorer decided to capture the croc with the nearest angle possible, but was surprised when the River King at first only aimed, but then pounced towards the drone and broke it under his mighty jaws. But it didn't just happen with only this croc. This is an old tradition among the crocodile family to tear everything apart. Living or non-living doesn't matter to them, as long as it's satisfying their predatory thoughts. Uncontacted Amazon tribe. Not just the animals, but there are several other species present in the dark forest of the Amazon that are waiting for humans to explore them. And some of them are the Amazonian people, or Amazonian tribes to be precise. A team of rescue workers, while looking for a lost explorer, spotted a few people down on the ground, all covered in colored dresses, some wearing red, while the others orange. They instantly spotted the team and were standing on guard to attack them. Therefore, not ready to go near them, the team returned. They captured incredible images describing the lifestyle of the isolated tribe, including their grass houses, their weapons, and many more such finds. Trapped in cave. This man had to live his nightmare when he got stuck in a mountain and took shelter inside a small cave to survive. What happened was that the man from India decided to go on a hiking trip with his friends. But just when he reached the middle of the high mountain, his foot slipped and made him lose his footing on the rocks. Separated from his friends, the man was left alone meters high on the mountain. With his group returning, thinking they might have just lost their fellow forever, they informed a rescue team right away, starting the search operation immediately. It was after 48 hours that the guy was found, surviving without food and water for 2 days. His survival was considered nothing but a miracle. Spinning reindeer. Are they possessed, or is there a reindeer cyclone on its way? I'm not so sure myself. Now don't ask me why or how it's happening, but just look at the reindeer spinning round and around. Captured on a farmer's land in the peninsula, these reindeer made headlines when they were caught doing the most unexpected things. Now, what's unusual for us is actually quite common among reindeer. They start swirling when threatened or when they sense a hunter around, keeping their fawns in the middle so that it would be hard for them to be hunted. So it's nothing eerie, but in truth, a survival technique. Moose sheds antlers. Not always the monsters or cryptids, but sometimes it's wild animals doing their routine work, which becomes a $1 million moment for people. Just like here, when a Canadian wildlife enthusiast became famous when he spotted a moose standing right under his drone and doing what they do best. Yup, he was shedding his antlers. Moose do this annually right after the fall breeding season ends, and then they regrow them in the next season. Therefore, shedding its antlers right in front of the drone's camera, and then scared of its own shedding, he disappears back into the woods. Bear chases man. Is this a scene from a movie or an actual video of a bear chasing a man? Even though it's the latter, it takes a dramatic start. The video captured in the woods of Ohio in the year 2022 shows a man running to save his life as an angry brown bear is chasing him. When uploaded to Instagram, the video got over 1 million views. But where many people were amazed by the video, some denied it and called it just CGI. Brown bears usually run faster than humans, so how's it possible for the bear to fail at pouncing on the man? The debate continued until the uploader of the video clarified that it was actually a pet bear that was just doing some running with its owner. Lion cub versus dogs. Standing his ground, this cat is trying hard against the 3 dogs that are continuously hounding the poor cub. Scared and threatened by the group of dogs, the cat is finding a way to retaliate or even defend itself, but is sadly failing. Well, that's what I thought too when I first watched the video, but neither is the cub threatened, nor are the dogs attacking it. In reality, it's a training session for the dogs to remind them how to react in a dangerous situation, which, though is done in a pretty harsh way, is actually a must-learn lesson for them. Drone crashes in volcano. Where people send their drones out in the wild to capture animals in their natural habitats, this man decided to do something a little bit different. And by different, I mean he decided to do something even scarier, as he sent his drone right into the mouth of a volcano. What actually happened here was the man was trying to record a close-up of the lava bursting into flame. But he accidentally got a little too close, and just when he was about to bring it back, it lost its signal and went straight into the burning flames. But luckily, he got the entirety of the footage. Clown in woods. Coming with a portion of its crops destroyed almost every day, the farmer decided to look for the culprit. And because he knew that going on foot would be a waste of time in such a vast field, he let his drone do the work for him. And this is what he captured. A man dressed as a clown standing in the middle of the field. Obviously a human, it was what he was doing that was troubling the man. While the previous one showed himself without any fear, this one was a little bit more shy to reveal his identity. That's why when the man followed him, it disappeared into the woods. Drone spots UFO. With people always determined to find even the tiniest clue of aliens being present in our world, they sometimes get lucky, either accidentally or by choice. These cryptids manage to appear in front of these people, and if not by themselves, they leave their signs. Just like here, when a drone recording the heavenly view above the clouds spotted an ominous-looking black dot floating in the sky, and staying in the camera's view for some time, it suddenly disappeared in the clouds. And not just once, but another UFO was captured several times and left people in awe as they try to figure out where these flying objects are coming from. Mannequin Yard. The video captured in the West Midlands has been troubling viewers' minds. Shot with an aerial view, it looks like a mountain of human bones. But disappointing the people, the reality was a little bit different, as it was not a boneyard, and not even a single bone was present in the entire stack. But actually, it was a mannequin yard. Yep, these are almost 25,000 pieces of mannequins placed together. Starting it with just 100 mannequins at the beginning, the director of this place is actually collecting them to recycle them and avoid waste. So it's nothing out of this world, but just a simple technique used by a mannequin seller to make the sale more eco-friendly. Eagle swoops at drone. Sometimes we get to see an animal in front of its lens, and other times, that animal's taking down the entire drone. Eagles prove that they can knock down anything that comes in their territory, and therefore pose a major threat to UAVs. So what happened here is that this eagle spotted the flying drone from a distance and considered it a threat or thought it was a nice juicy piece of prey. Thus, advancing with its full speed, it collides with the hovering drone, and losing at such mighty fights, the drone falls to the ground in the end. Alien on road. Captured by a hidden camera, the footage shows two alien-like creatures hustling on an abandoned road. Not looking like CGI, captured in the middle of the forest, these two cryptids shocked people with their peculiar looks. So, what could they be? Some unknown wild animal, or actual foreign beings visiting the Earth? Leaving people bewildered, the video was appreciated by many alien enthusiasts, because even after being examined a few times, it was not proven to be a hoax. Scottish Ghost. Captured in Machir Bay, present in Scotland, this ominous-looking floating figure has been baffling people's minds, as nothing like this has ever been seen before. Looking like a ghost, the spooky figure appeared on the screen for some time, and then, taking a turn, it just broke in half in front of the screen and vanished in thin air. This started a debate among people on social media, with a majority believing it was an apparition that the drone captured, while the rest say that there's also a possibility of it being a UFO. But the fact it broke itself just when it came near to the screen makes it a little bit more suspicious. 1 million bats. Considered a must-go place for bat lovers, this cave in Mexico is filled with hundreds of thousands of bats. They come out for only one reason: food. So, setting up their cameras and sending their drones in the air, these guys are trying to capture the unbelievable moment of the bat's flight, which happens only after sunset, as the bats take off to forage for bugs. Therefore, they need a safe place to spend their days in sleep. Chimp takes down drone. Jeez, crocs, eagles, and now a chimp? Animals really don't like anyone invading their privacy. What happened here was when the TV crew sent a drone over to the chimp's family to record their routine. The mother chimp got a little frustrated by this act and decided to teach them a lesson. Therefore, just when the drone came a little closer, the chimp struck it with a stick. Losing control immediately, it fell to the ground. And not satisfied even with downing the camera, the chimpanzee could be seen coming down to investigate it further, so that no doubts of a predator lurking around could be left. Chernobyl abandoned land. No cryptid and no crazy animal either, but this time, a drone captured something even more strange. an aerial view of an abandoned town. Yep, you guessed it right. This land is the land of the Chernobyl disaster. The city of Pripyat received an emergency warning that a failed nuclear experiment had led to a leakage of gas in the area. So, leaving their houses, valuables, and literally everything, the people rushed towards the exit. And since then, no humans have dared to repopulate the area, and there are many myths that there are many mutated animals present in the land. One of which is this headless moose that was captured in the area. Dog herding sheep. Where leading a flock of sheep might be difficult for a man, a single dog can do this for you in no time, as they know just how to handle the extremely dispersed sheep. Dogs are not only good at leading them, but are quite the pros in making them create images in the grass. What might seem impossible is what these dogs are actually practicing and will achieve at last. Helped by a few trainers, they're trying to make these sheep create an image on the ground. Picking them from the right and adjusting on the left. Here it goes. A huge image of a sheep made by the smaller sheep. A mythical creature? A mutated animal? Or an alien? The more you look at this picture, the more mystifying it gets. Captured in an unknown location, this figure was caught coming out of the water. At first, looking like a sea creature. After analyzing the image, people called it a faun, which is a mythical creature that is supposed to have half the body of a man and half of a goat, and also have 2 horns with the facial features of a goat. It's believed to symbolize peace and prosperity, but the look on this one's face doesn't signal anything good to me. So, is this really a faun or something else? Let me know what you guys think about this image. Grizzly bear attacked trail camera. This clip should be titled as the most heart-pounding clip, since it's not for the chicken-hearted people. A trail cam installed at an unknown location captured a huge grizzly bear. Apparently, it looked like searching for something to eat, but then it suddenly jumped into the camera. With its massive claws and powerful jaws, it tried to terrify the unknown object and quickly moved back to avoid retaliation from the oppressor. Well, whatever the reason behind it was, the moment it attacked literally shocked me to the core. Wasn't ready for that one. What about you guys? Mysterious giant. Some things on our planet literally exist just to be a mystery, now and forever. Such as this mysterious giant that was filmed in 2001 while the couple was enjoying their vacation in the dense hills of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. They felt some weird movements in the nearby trees, and then from behind one of the thick trunks emerged a huge ape-like creature and marched over a rock, disappearing back into the trees. And then again it was spotted moving behind the bushes. Many think it was Bigfoot, but to me, it might just be some other mysterious cryptid giant that's still trying to hide from human eyes. Monster wolf. Now this is literally some nightmarish stuff. While driving in the middle of a highway, a guy had to stop his car suddenly after seeing someone standing on the side of the road. And then from the snowy dark background appeared a horrific, massive wolf and walked swiftly on the road. But thankfully, the beast showed no interest in the driver and decided to go back where it came from. However, the way that monstrous beast stared with its frightening glowing eyes literally sent a chill down my spine. Deadly fight. Here's another frightening clip of a huge predator whose deadly fight quickly grabbed the attention of millions after it was posted online. Filmed in the woods of northern Saskatchewan, a massive black predator was attempting to hide behind the bushes while setting a goal to attack the dog that was enjoying a day out with its owner. After setting the perfect angle, the monster jumped out and turned out to be a huge wolf who was aiming to tear off the dog. However, the dog managed to strike back and was able to run back to its owner after scaring off the hungry beast. The sleeping beast. Some say Sasquatch is just a myth, but what about this huge, hairy beast that was spotted during the daytime? While collecting the data and evidence for more than 5 years, a team of researchers achieved the goal of their lives after they captured a glimpse of the shyest legendary creature. The massive hairy beast was spotted resting among the dense woods of Kentucky in June 2005, which was claimed to be fake by many. However, according to the team, the sleeping beast was actually a female Sasquatch, as they have also claimed to get DNA proof of that Sasquatch's existence. Bulky bear. How huge can a bear be? This much? Or this much? Well, why don't I show you a genuinely massive bear that was captured walking in Minnesota's National Park in March 2022. With chunky curves, bulky figures, and a belly swinging from side to side, the huge black predator was literally struggling to lift its enormous weight on its poor limbs. Since it is uncommon for black bears to put on this much weight, either this bear was coming out of hibernation, or its belly was filled up with fluids due to some disease. What are your thoughts, guys? Because this would probably be the fattest bear captured by a trail cam ever. Massive snow monster. Filmed at Kingman Stone, the highest point in Tennessee, a group of tourists noticed some bizarre movements in the nearby hill. Spying on them while hiding behind the overgrown woods was a black, hairy, Hulk-sized figure. Let's take a closer look. Due to the thick woods, it was impossible to identify the camouflaging figure that was first assumed to be a huge bear, but a lady in this video could be heard saying, "Bigfoot."
Do you see it? Look. Right.
So could it be a legendary Bigfoot, or just another snow monster? Don't forget to share your views below. Bigfoot in North Carolina. Tales of a large ape-like creature lurking in the forest of North Carolina are as common as the polar bears of Antarctica. While retrieving game cameras set up in a wooded area of the country, a Bigfoot enthusiast heard a couple of knocks and loud grunts and took his camera out to record the wild animal. Although it was not easy to identify, a dark shape could be seen sitting there among the trees. At first, he took it for a large gorilla, but the huge primate was never seen before in that area. So, could it be that legendary hairy beast as claimed by the man? Or was it just an illusion? What do you guys think? Sasquatch on trail. Every now and then, we find proof that Sasquatch actually exists. But why does it always attempt to hide? While driving into the deep woods to explore the forest inhabitants, a team of wildlife conservationists spotted a giant, hairy figure walking across the trail that quickly disappeared back into the forest. However, they chased the creature, which turned out to be a hairy, massive humanoid creature. Unfortunately, they could only manage to capture its back footage since the shy beast was in a hurry to escape. Since then, they're still wondering if it was an actual Sasquatch or just a massive bear that was strolling across the trail. Great black creature. A hair-raising trail cam footage posted by an anonymous user shows a large object which has people speculating over whether it's a Bigfoot, a black bear, or any other giant black predator. The odd figure was captured emerging from the dark background, walking through the woods and fading into the darkness. Many people thought it was a real Bigfoot, but for many, it was nothing more than a huge black bear. But the humanoid walk of the biped creature clues folks into the fact that it may be the great legendary beast. Do you guys have any ideas? Bear versus wolves. A video posted in 2019 shows a horrific interaction between a huge grizzly bear with wolves. The bear could be seen standing on a carcass and taking bites of the fresh meat, which was actually a huge elk taken down by a pack of wolves, who, on their return, were surprised to see another huge predator hijacking their kill, and then began a war for the meal. Just an incredible sight to watch, as most bears hibernate in this time of winter. But this bear was fighting over the flesh all alone. After a deadly exchange of paws and claws, wolves moved on, leaving the bear alone with their kill. Intense bear fight. Somewhere in Finland, these two big brown bears were filmed fighting in the middle of the woods. Starting with horrific warning growls, the massive, giant, fluffy beasts put themselves in an intense battle by standing tall on their 2 feet. A fight for territory or a wrestle for copulation? The extremely ferocious fight continued for minutes, and after a terrifying interchange of punching and biting, one tackled another to the ground and made it move backward after leaving it with a huge bite patch on its back. Bigfoot near shelter. After finding a mysterious shelter made from limbs and branches near Crescent Falls, Alberta, Canada, a place that already had a spooky reputation as it provides shelter to a large upright beast, which was also known to feed on the rotting flesh of huge mammals. A man decided to install a trail camera on a nearby tree to collect some pieces of evidence. After retrieving the footage, he was shocked to find a large, hairy creature roaming behind the shelter at night. Even it was also seen wandering through the woods in broad daylight. Although many declared this footage to be fake, the owner of the video claimed that it was actually a Bigfoot that was spotted lurking near its shed. Spying beast.
Give me the camera.
This strong yet horrific piece of evidence was recorded in Idaho's wilderness, when a couple of hunters were out to put their hands on beautiful antlered bucks. But instead of large bucks, another beast was waiting for them while camouflaging among thick trees. Noticing some weird eyes spying on them, they decided to investigate. And here it was. Hiding its huge body behind the woods was a black, hairy monster, which was staring at them for a very long time. A big bear? But if it was, then why would a bear, instead of chasing them, try to hide? So, could that be a Bigfoot? What do you guys think? Huge ape-like figure. If Bigfoot is really just a mythical creature, then what's this giant hairy figure running behind this terrified person?
What the? Dude, holy shit.
While shooting a film for a school project in 2005 in Prince Edward Island, a group of students accidentally spotted a huge, humanoid beast. The large, hairy biped emerged from the dense forest when one of the students was being filmed while running in the tall grass. The huge ape-like creature seemed pretty athletic as it was running at full speed. Although the cameraman ran after it, the creature quickly disappeared to the opposite side of the forest, leaving behind no proof. Smoking elephant. It seems that this giant has also decided to blow off its stress through smoking. 4 years back in southern India, a team of wildlife conservationists filmed something really bizarre that was never ever seen before by anyone. An Asian elephant putting something in its mouth, then blowing out a gust of smoke in the middle of the forest, left everyone baffled by its strange behavior. Stress? Or perhaps just an addiction? Well, according to experts, some animals intake ash-covered charcoal chunks as a form of self-medication to flush out toxins from their body, and this giant might be trying out the same trick by puffing out those smoke plumes. However, they're still also not sure about this theory. Albino beast. To investigate the disturbing noise coming from a backyard at night, a homeowner in Pennsylvania decided to go out with a camera and a flashlight. While walking in the dark woods, he threw light on a tree near which he felt some heavy biped footsteps. And there he saw an eerie, pale humanoid creature with pitch black eyes, yet quickly ran after the flash hit his face. Since it appeared for just a moment, nothing could be stated much about it, but many think it was a rare albino Bigfoot. Take a closer look and help us to identify if it was actually an albino Bigfoot, or perhaps just the technology making hoaxes look realistic. Unidentified hairy beast. Hiding behind the bushes or lurking in the forest, there are so many unknown beasts that have always created a spark on the internet. And now, we have another disturbing piece of evidence that might send cold chills down your spine. Filmed at some undisclosed location, a trail camera shows a brunette, hairy object appearing in the frame. With a long, bushy arm, the beast attempted to cover the camera with leaves as if it was trying to hide its identity. It couldn't be captured for long, as the creature quickly ripped the camera off the tree and went off. When the owner of the video couldn't identify the beast, he decided to post it, as to him, it was definitely not a bear. Pitch black biped. It might be the strongest evidence of a Bigfoot existence, or perhaps another giant beast is waiting to be explored. While surveying somewhere in the woods of Australia, far away from the human settlements, a group of rangers noticed a bizarre, pitched black figure appearing from the undergrowth. Since it was too dark to be a kangaroo, it was thought to be some huge biped creature that was spotted roaming through the dense forest. The alleged Bigfoot sighting, or perhaps some other biped monster? Share your views about it. Huge humanoid. Back in 2008, in the snowshoe mountains of the USA, a hiker came across something really weird that, according to him, he had never witnessed before during 8 years of his hiking adventure. Recorded for just a few seconds, a huge creature could be seen lurking through the woods above one of the hills. Not much else is known about the footage, as the huge humanoid quickly passed through the camera. However, the hiker claimed that it might be the mythical Bigfoot. Do you guys also think the same? Monster Man. While gathering some beautiful memories while cruising in a river, a man was surprised to see a living being on a nearby island. The animal appeared as a large humanoid walking on 2 limbs, just like an ape. The creature couldn't be claimed as an indigenous being, as that island was famous for being an abandoned one for a very long time. So, could we claim it as a Sasquatch sighting? Or perhaps there is some other monster man living on that island? How many of you think it was an elusive Sasquatch sighting? Let us know by commenting below. Bigfoot in swamp. Scientists argue that there's no evidence Bigfoot exists, and many consider it a myth. But a young boy named McCamey has claimed to watch a huge hairy beast that, according to him, was a real Bigfoot. While canoeing in Tampa in January 2005, he managed to capture a massive black creature in the nearby swamp that initially appeared as a huge black bear. But the way it moved through the woods with its long swinging arms didn't match a bear's traits, so the guy was convinced to name the creature a Bigfoot, which was sighted while strolling fearlessly through a gator-infested swamp. Scary encounter. It's not always the unearthly creatures that scare people, but sometimes ordinary creatures can do this for us too, just like this.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
While filming his cycling skills after setting a camera nearby, this 15-year-old boy has no idea about the upcoming danger, as after passing through the camera, he could be seen coming back. Yet this time, he was quite terrified as to avoid something really scary. And then appeared a monster-sized black bear, making its way right toward the boy. However, he worked smartly and started shouting and used his bicycle to look bigger to scare the beast. Luckily, his trick worked, as the bear could be seen running away. Black bear's attack. It is extremely rare to capture a predation event of any kind within the small frame of a trap camera, but this wildlife trap recorded the predation of a wild piglet by a young female black bear as she attacked a pack of pigs wallowing in an upland spring. After getting inside the deadly mouth of the bear, the tiny piglet could be heard screaming painfully. The ear-piercing call alerted its mother, who returned to wrench her offspring from the jaws of death. It is unclear whether she was successful in this rescue attempt or not, as in the end, all the animals disappeared from the camera's view. Lion invasion. With so much weird and disturbing wild content on the internet, this would definitely be the scariest one, as it shows a couple of terrified campers who stepped out of their tent and on their way back found a curious lion moving in and out of their only shelter in the wild. While taking refuge inside their car, they managed to film the ferocious predator stealing their stuff and taking it to the jungle. After a few hours of prison, they came out of their car to collect their items that had been scattered all around the golden bushes. Terrifying howl. Here we have another nightmarish clip that literally looks straight out of a horror movie. A trail cam installed somewhere in the Canadian wilderness recorded a wild beast yowling while standing right in front of the camera. The wolves usually howl at night as a social rally call to hunt, or as a territorial expression. But this was for the first time a horrific howl of a wolf filmed on a trail cam. There's nothing much we could say about this video, as the only thing needed is a strong heart to cope with the terrifying call of this wolf. Large gator. A prehistoric predator that literally looks from a different era lit up the internet while it was filmed crossing a trail in a country park in Florida. A video posted in January 2017 shows a 15-foot-long massive alligator sauntering from one marsh to another right in front of the terrified onlookers, who could be seen recording the most unbelievable sight of their lives. According to locals, this monstrous-sized reptile had been residing in that place for decades and has been dubbed Godzilla due to its monster size. Lion attacked camera. They say curiosity kills the cat, but here, this curious big cat is aiming to kill a beetle cam, which it found interesting, and hence proceeded to investigate. A video posted 3 years back in October was filmed by a remote-controlled buggy somewhere in the jungle of Africa and shows a lioness and its cubs. But unfortunately, it quickly grabbed the attention of the cunning feline, who attempted to swallow the cam as it may have mistaken it for some kind of prey. Even several attempts were made by the operator to make a way out for the camera. He couldn't manage to save it from the powerful claws as the camera's battery ran low, and the video ended with a misty fog of the predator's breath on the lens. This terrifying footage was posted in September 2017 and shows a bipedal creature strolling right in front of a trail cam. Some suggest it was a huge black bear because if you take a closer look, its claws could be seen clearly. But due to its mammoth size and dark, thick, hairy humanoid features, it was suspected to be a legendary Bigfoot. But here, suggestions from you guys matter a lot, so tell us by commenting below what you think of it. A Bigfoot or just a huge black bear?
Skeleton with glowing eyes. Either this is a prison escapee or a good old ghost. A group of young hikers who were out on a camping trip in Casanino National Forest, Arizona. While exploring the forest, they noticed a troubled-looking man sitting beside a narrow stream of water. To get a better look at it, the light was focused on it, to which it reacted by suddenly turning and staring at them. It had a shaved head with a skinny body, almost as if it were a Halloween skeleton. No matter how dark it gets, human eyes do not glow or reflect light, which clearly shows that this was no human, but a skeleton ghost. Glowing-eyed mummy chase. Just by looking at the glowing eyes, you can know this certainly is no hoax. In September 2019, 2 colleagues were returning from work in their car when a manly figure in the dark started sprinting parallel to them. Seconds later, the ghostly figure closed in towards the light, revealing its final form. It seemed to look like a mummy with glowing eyes and an incredible speed. First, it got closer to them and then attempted to jump into the vehicle when the driver was able to speed away. This certainly could not be a human, but a mummy that may have gotten possessed by a supernatural entity. Ghost attempts to hide. Either this ghost dozed off into the water or it was attempting to hide itself. A trail camera planted on a bridge next to a haunted house captured footage of a ghost that tripped into a small stream. The camera was placed in the area to investigate the cause of disturbance in the area in the dead of night. After reviewing the footage, many believe that this would rather be a cause of a young woman being possessed by a ghost. Flying humanoid. If the furry humanoids weren't spooky enough, You now have one that can fly. Two young boys, while playing in the backyard of a farm in Kent, United Kingdom, noticed a weird-looking hive. With their father filming the video, they got closer to the hive when a flying bug came out of the hive. At first, it was thought to be a firefly or a dragonfly, but seconds later they could notice that this bug is humanoid. From arms to legs, it had a body structure completely similar to that of a human with wings to fly. As it came flying out, the father and the kids reacted by fleeing away. Since the footage has gone viral, many call it a real-life fairy. Forest zombie. This looks to be either a zombie or a clown, or perhaps both. After numerous reports of something haunting a small part of a forest in Ontario, Canada, paranormal investigators decided to investigate. After several hours of searching, they weren't able to find any ghosts, but rather a zombified being that was stalking them from a distance. Upon one of the paranormal investigators spotting this haunting figure, it quickly escaped behind the tree and into the darkness. It had sparkly eyes, clown-like makeup, sharp reflexes, and not to mention huge in size. Imagine the horror of such a nightmare ambushing you. Jungle highway crawler. Choosing a highway to crawler in the middle of a forest is probably the worst place to be around for creeping onto someone. Only a few days ago, a transport driver, while passing through the dense Valdivian temperate rainforest road, came across a naked-looking crawler in the middle of the road. It looked to be quite skinny as a frame of moving skeleton with a very bleak face and hair, although it remained mostly stationary. But according to the driver, it was too eager to get closer. The driver, who turned around for alternate route out of fear of his safety, was criticized by many for not helping a possible man in distress. Sword hand skeleton. Something as scary as this surely redefines the notion of haunting spirits in graveyards. With the appearance of a sharp footstep-like trail all around the cemetery, gravediggers decided to place a trail camera, hoping to find some answers. To their surprise, a disturbing-looking rake being was caught on camera as it was passing by the graves using its sword-like limbs to move. Its body was merely a dark shade of skeleton. While many consider it a rogue ghost, some call it to be a case of reincarnation or a dead man walking. Humpy ghost. It's probably the hump that may have gotten it not so mobile. A group of friends who were lighting up firecrackers to celebrate the 4th of July when they were interrupted by a high-pitched guttural cry. Curious for answers, they decided to investigate the noise. While passing through the trees, they were abruptly stopped after spotting what looks to be a weird, humpy entity in the dark. Since the idea of getting closer for identification wasn't an option, they decided to lobby a flying firecracker in its direction before running away.
Get the hell out of here.
Many take it to be a case of a drugged-up human, but whatever it was surely is a terrifying sight to behold. Dark furry monster. This particular dark furry monster may initially seem like a man wearing a Halloween costume until you look closely at its eyes. Two explorers, while passing through the forest of northern Iran, spotted an eerie hiding behind the bushes. Due to the pitch darkness of the night, they were forced to get closer to it to investigate. While preaching religious chants, they were to get close, but still could barely see it. It had a dirty fur-like coat with incredibly white eyes that were visible. Due to lack of light and fear of the unknown, they weren't able to get a good look at it despite being spitting distance away from it. Tall, furry humanoid. The bigger and furrier it is, the more concerning it gets. After dozens of reports of a tall, furry, human-like figure being noticed in a woods near Winnipeg, a former canine expert was hired by wildlife experts to find and investigate. The canine tracker, after hours of attempting to find the rumored humanoid, was about to call it a day until the notorious being made a sudden appearance as it passed by the tree. The tracker attempted to get a closer look at it, but his dog refused to join into the pursuit, creating a moment of confusion that aided in the humanoid's escape. Fortunately, a camera was installed on the dog harness, which captured the first ever glimpse of this rumored being. Slender Man. In 2018, two friends and a little girl were traveling across states when they bumped into an abnormality, tall and suspicious-looking man referred to as the Slender Man. The Slender Man appeared in the middle of them, making the driver turn off-road and into the grass before stopping. Seconds later, the camera blacked out and started recording once again, showing the Slender Man walking in the woods with the little girl. One of the two friends went missing, while the other was able to find the little girl with a note left behind probably by the Slender Man. Till date, authorities haven't been able to figure out who or where this tall being came from. Creepy cryptid encounter. Is this a bird of some kind or just a horribly looking rodent? While out for an adventure, a tourist encountered a creepy looking animal that was hiding behind a dried up tree trunk in the Appalachian Mountains of North America. Its face looked as if it were deformed with something like a beak on the face. The intentions of this animal were unclear, as it never moved much besides keeping the eyes locked onto the recorder. With the behavior as such, the tourist described it to be an unrecognizable animal that was later pronounced to be a cryptid. Skinwalker attack in woods.
Oh.
If you hear an unsettling humming sound, it's probably for the best to stand clear of it. A man, while driving on the outskirts of Montana, stopped for a cigarette break when he heard a very unsettling humming sound all of a sudden. Out of curiosity, the man entered the woods to find the source of the sound when a skinny, fast-moving skinwalker appeared from nowhere in pursuit of the man, almost as if it were a predator. What happened next remains a mystery. However, the fact that this video made it to the internet shows that the man who recorded the footage may have survived. Alien Scout. The appearance of the UFOs and alien sightings such as these are surely not a mere coincidence. A couple along with their neighbors were camping nearby the Big Bear Lake in California when a tiny possum-like being made a sudden appearance, catching them all by surprise. According to the witnesses, it had a physical appearance similar to that of a fictional character, Dobby from the Harry Potter movies, but was a bit too green. As the wildlife experts are trying to make sense of the incident, many debated that this could be an alien scout, especially due to a UFO sighting the previous day. Cryptid caught on camera. Cryptid or not, even they tend to make mistakes and get seen. An explorer, while placing his trail camera in a mountain forest somewhere in the United States, found a mysterious shadowy figure. It was seen curiously peeking out from next to a broad tree trunk and got caught on the camera that was still recording. Although it didn't show any sinister intentions, the cameraman quickly ran away from the area. The fact that the nature of this being is unknown and you never know what it might be capable of, he instinctively decided to run away. The figure remains a complete mystery, despite widespread online exposure. Crooked-faced walker. This is one of those times when something fictional becomes a reality. Residents from a small town in Wisconsin reported numerous appearances of this crooked-faced walker, which has a resemblance to a mythical character called the Spirit Walker. Locals would often wear costumes depicting the walker until it actually started appearing after dark at festivals and community events. So much so that it was locally known as the Spirit of Bizarre. It has a body structure similar to that of a man with extremely long, bony arms, all covered in a suit and a mask. The footage was taken by one of the cameras that was placed to get a closer view at it. Shady Beast. With little to no trees around, the chances of it being a monkey is next to impossible. A footage captured in a woodland area in Nebraska shows a troubled-looking individual that was spotted by passerby as it appeared out from behind the grass. The author of the video at first thought it to be a monkey in distress or an animal of some kind, until it got closer and up on its hind, revealing its terrifying face as it began chasing. The recorder described it to have a beastly appearance, which, after video getting viral, was later nicknamed as the Shady Beast. Catching birds for dinner. A simple fact that gorillas are not known to hunt birds is enough to say that this isn't something normal. A video recorded in March 2016 by a fisherman who was returning from a catch shows a huge furry animal on top of a pole. This furry animal was attempting to catch seagulls flying nearby. Upon capturing one of them, it started bashing the seagull aggressively on the pole, presenting its incredible strength, and started eating minutes later. As it was able to climb tall, narrow poles easily, many speculated that it could be a gorilla, but honestly, it seems like a really hungry Bigfoot. Groot-like creature. If Groot has an evil twin, this probably has to be it. A Virginia family of 3 went out for trekking in the nearby forest where they noticed a tall, dark man-like tree that also happened to be staring at them. The parents commented that they felt like being followed by an unknown stalker hours after entering the forest. Coincidentally, they happened to notice the same tree, despite moving for several hours, which raised their suspicion. Interestingly, the tree creature didn't seem to have any footsteps left behind and remained stationary until it was seen moving slowly. Could it be that a tree somehow came to life, or is it an outer Earth visitor? Giant Tarzan. A sighting such as this is probably a dream come true for all the Tarzan fans. A construction worker in Minnesota, while on a break, saw that this very tall man, who was caught by the magnificence of modern construction, it looked almost naked, covered only by a dark piece of clothing with a height twice to that of an average person. As one of the construction workers riding on his bicycle passed by that point, this real-life Tarzan suddenly disappeared. Since the footage was taken from quite a distance, the tall man wasn't identified properly. Caned Ghost Yoda. Facing off a pissed Yoda is more dangerous than all other scary creatures in the dark. A cowboy on a horse was passing through woods while looking at some missing cattle, bumped into a tiny being having similarity to that of a Yoda from Star Wars. This Yoda, resembling a ghost, was running towards the cowboy while aggressively stabbing its sharp cane on the ground. It began to gain pace upon closing in, and due to the fear of the unknown, the man responded by fleeing. While the actual intentions of the caned ghost Yoda may remain a mystery, it definitely couldn't be any good. Aggressive Yeti. What could be scarier than being killed by a Yeti? It's having one to trip and fall onto you. In January 2021, 2 friends out on a 3-day hiking adventure came across some way scarier than your typical wild animal, a Yeti. The Yeti appeared out of nowhere and started inspecting their backpacks when they returned back to their base camp with firewood. During the unwarranted inspection, the Yeti unknowingly pepper sprayed itself in the eyes. It began to panic aggressively. It got so aggressive that it nearly fell on the hikers before stumbling down the hilly terrain. Bigfoot with glowing eyes. Maybe this Bigfoot was just showing off its sparkling eyes. A TikToker, while out in the Canadian woods for a video, had a close call with this giant gorilla-like creature with exceptionally bright eyes. At first, it was thought of being some gorilla, until after it came closer while passing by. Being caught in fear and confusion, he decided to film the incident. To get answers, the video was uploaded on social media, where many called it a Bigfoot, and that this might be the closest ever encounter with one of them. The TikToker definitely was fortunate enough that the Bigfoot didn't display any predatory behavior. Naked man. A hunter, while passing past a forest nearby Tomorrow World area, when he heard someone calling at him for help. Upon looking down, he noticed a man with not a stitch of clothing on him standing by the creek along with a walking cane. While maintaining distance, the naked man claimed that he had been robbed, beaten up, and stripped of all clothing by bullies during the music festival before being dropped in the woods. After days of trying to survive, he decided to stick next to the creek. The hunter managed to get a number of the naked man's next of kin to get in touch so they could come and get him. This picture was captured by a lost traveler who was passing through a forest in New Zealand on June 10, 2021. The traveler, while stopping to rest for the night, was disturbed by a terrifying zombie-like cry not too far from his location. In hopes to offer help, he called closer to the source of the sound, only to find its point of origin from something that looked unlike any known human. Seconds after the encounter, the traveler immediately decided to flee for his life. After several minutes of running away, the recorder hid himself under a tree bark and decided to remain stationary till dawn, leaving having this picture, the only clear view of this being. Paranormal creature climbing. Something so dark and tiny as this rules out the possibility of it being a burglar. A security camera placed opposite to a villa in a rural area of Karnataka, India, shows a black child-sized creature that crawls next to the villa until it starts climbing up. Locals believe it to be the spirit of a young child that once lived in the house to be returning, while others believe it to be a jinn. Whatever this may have been, it was surely sneaky enough to get past the guard that was sleeping in a chair facing right in front of this paranormal being. Dead alienoid. Alien or not, death surely doesn't spare anyone. Texas farmers who had lost several of their chickens due to numerous animal attacks decided to lay down a bait to draw out the animal. Upon doing so, they noticed a very unusual looking animal in the fields who took the bait in a manner similar to the attack on the chickens. One of the farmers, either pissed or terrified of this alienoid, fired at it, but it managed to escape. After following the bloody trail closely, the alien animal was later found dead next to a tiny bush after having bled out due to the critical wound.
When hiker meets Yeti. In January of 2021, two friends embarked on a thrilling 3-day hiking adventure, but they never imagined they'd encounter something scarier than the usual wild animals, a Yeti. The Yeti suddenly appeared out of nowhere, inspecting their backpacks while they were away gathering firewood. To their surprise, the Yeti accidentally pepper sprayed itself in the eyes, causing panic and aggression. The clumsy creature stumbled around, nearly falling on the hikers as it made its hasty retreat down the hilly terrain. Curious case of mysterious figure. In an undisclosed location, a trail camera captured a puzzling sight of a dark figure emerging from the shadows and walking across the frame. The owner of the camera was utterly astonished by the recording and decided to share it on social media, leaving Netzians intrigued and guessing its identity. For Bigfoot enthusiasts, the hairy creature wandering through the woods could only be the legendary Bigfoot. However, others speculated that it might be a massive ape or something equally enigmatic. As the owner continues to puzzle over this mysterious figure, people are left to wonder and speculate about the truth behind this captivating trail camera encounter. What do you think it could be? Let us know in the comment section below. Tripod deer. Trail cameras are usually used to capture amazing and unusual sights, but sometimes they also show us the struggles of animals in the wild. Take this heartwarming example of a brave tripod deer who was spotted with only 3 legs, missing most of her left foreleg below the knee joint. Despite her disability, she's been living a fulfilling life for over 4 years and even gave birth each year. It's believed that she might have lost her leg due to an injury when she was young. The image of this resilient deer reminds us of the strength and determination of wildlife in the face of challenges. The Masked Man in the Woods. An eerie video was captured one night, revealing a man with a terrifying mask walking on his knees in the dark forest. The video quickly went viral, drawing massive public attention and leaving everyone puzzled about the man's intentions. The sight of the masked figure wandering alone through the woods raised many questions and fears. Why was he there? What was he doing? The channel owners themselves were baffled by the mysterious encounter. As speculation and theories abound, viewers are left to wonder about the unsettling presence of the masked man in the deep, dark woods. The haunting footage continues to intrigue and haunt the online community. Alien encounter in the woods. In the depths of Sydney's Royal National Park, a strange figure with an alien-like face appeared in a trail camera photo. The creature, standing around 1.2 meters tall, was riding a wild boar, its skinny body giving it an eerie, ghost-like appearance. Another trail camera located in the woods captured a similar creature, without the animal companion, further fueling the mystery. The resemblance between the two photos suggests that this cryptid may indeed be real, lurking